Had to clear my throat. Ladies and gentlemen. I said, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. We back with another one. Welcome to another edition of What the Hell is Happening in Sports. It's your boy, the one and only NERO. Clap it up for me one more time, guys. You already know the vibes. We here with it. Quick stream. I didn't put it. Let me edit it for y'all real quick because this is going to be quick. No bullshit. Not going to be too crazy today. I got some news for y'all. Just give me a quick second. Hold on one second. I just got to fix something real quick because I don't know why it didn't add this before, but now it is. Word. And bingo. All right, there you go, chat. Yeah, we here with it. We back with another one. It's a quick stream. Obviously, you see the title. Pats win the AFC East. VT, shout out to VT. That little nigga didn't say shit all weekend about the Pats. Ain't say a damn thing. I don't even think he was too happy about the win. We'll get into the win. You feel me? We'll get into how the Pats got in first place in the AFC East. We'll get into that. Celtics had a tough loss on the road last night after the Pats game. We'll get into that. Let me fix the camera. There you go. Now we talking, chat. But yeah, so good weekend. Overall for the Pats. Celtics, their 4-game winning streak is now over. We'll get into that, like I said, but let's start it off. Let's kick it off. Yeah, it's going to be a short stream. Got some news at the end of the stream. I sure do. Actually, before, hold on one second, chat. Bingo. All right, there we go. Now we smooth. All righty, here we go, chat. The Pats. There we go. Bingo. 42-10 ass whooping of the New York Jets in New York. A BTA at its finest. BTA. Sorry, I had something in my eye. BTA at its finest. No cap. Yeah, chat. This wasn't much of a game. The stats, though, do go crazy. But yeah, this was the Jets shouldn't have showed up for this game. They should have just stayed their ass at home. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even show up if I'm them next week against the Bills. I wouldn't. Josh Allen's probably not going to play. But just stay home, bro. Prepare to go to Cancun. Prepare to, if Jets players, if you got kids, if you got families, just stay home with the kids, man. Stay home with the fam. You know, it'll be 4 days into the new year, bro. You might as well just stay your ass home. No cap. You ain't got to play football the rest of the year, for real. Niggas ain't got to play football the rest of the year. No bullshit. But as you can see, Drake May, all in the first half, 19-21, 256 yards, 90.5 completion percentage, basically almost 91% completion percentage. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked once. Drake May, you're my MVP. I think we can all say that. Excuse me, I had to fix myself. We can all say that. If you got to give the MVP to somebody, especially what he's done for his team, taking his team into new heights, being the leader of the team, especially the one commanding the offense and leading his team so far to a 13-3 record, it got to be Drake May for MVP. It has to. Everybody could say, "Oh, the schedule this, the schedule that." All right, fine. They had an easy schedule. Yes. They were the worst team in the AFC East last year. Of course, the schedule was going to be easy. Now they got a head coach. Drake May has developed and is continuing to develop into the player that he is. But from what we see right now, all the throws that he makes, the right decisions, not turning the ball over as much. I mean, you got to give this guy the MVP. You should. But Matt Stafford is still there. Josh Allen is still there. You feel me? So there's going to be guys that get votes. Myles Garrett probably should garner some MVP votes as well. But he's my MVP. He's Pat's Nation MVP. And I tell you right now, Drake May, proud of you, brother. Real proud of this guy. No bullshit. Throughout the whole year, even in this game, proud of him. Josh Dobbs came in for the second half, 3 of 4 for 30 yards, 75%. They mainly ran the ball on offense. Also, like, they weren't really trying, just running, not trying to really run up the score like that. Mike Vrabel didn't want to do the Jets dirty. So it is what it is. Ramondre Stevenson, 19 for 82. Travion Henderson, Travion Henderson, 19 for 82. Ramondre Stevenson, 8 for 47 with a touchdown. Drake May, 3 for 22. Dearness Johnson, 4 for 5. Josh Dobbs, 2 for -1. Both were kneel downs. So there you go. Receiving wise, all in the first half again. All in the first half. Stephon Diggs, 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson, 5 for 55 and a touchdown. Hunter Henry, 3 for 49 and a touchdown. Efton Chisholm, 2 for 40 and a touchdown. First 2 catches of his career. First touchdown of his career for Efton Chisholm. Clap it up for Mr. Efton Chisholm, everybody. Tell you, man. From Welker to Edelman and Amendola. You already know what I got to say. Another guy of that caliber on the Pats. Hey, man, glad he got some run. He's definitely going to get some run this upcoming week. Hey, proud of the kid. Kyle Williams, 3 for 20. Did have a drop, his first career drop in the game. You know, it is what it is. But, hey, quiet game for him, but didn't have to do too much. Everybody else did what they had to do. Austin Hooper, 2 for 11 and a touchdown. Demario Douglas, 1 for 10. Again, quiet game by him, but he was dealing with a hamstring injury, so didn't want to push it too much with that. Jalen Hawkins did have an interception. Leaders, defensive leaders for the Pats. You're going to see a lot of backups with, on this because the backups mainly played the second half, and they got a lot more run. Del Pettis, 5 tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss, obviously off the sack. Brendan Schooler, 5 total tackles. Jelani Tavai, 5 tackles. Christian Gonzalez had 4. Chad Muma had 4. Leonard Taylor had 4 as well. But I tell you, this was a performance. Usually I start with the losers first and then go to the winners. Today, I don't really give a fuck. The only bright spot of yesterday's game, I don't give a fuck about the quarterbacks. I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Breece Hall, 14 carries, 111 yards and a touchdown. Had a 59-yard rushing touchdown. So that's what did it. But Breece Hall, first 1,000-yard season in the NFL. I will give him credit because that was the lone bright spot. Clap it up for Breece Hall. And that's about it. That's literally about it. No cap. That is about it. Ain't nothing really much to say about this game. Some highlights. We'll go with this. Hold on one second, chat. Hold on one second. All right, if it actually... Is it going to... Hold on. It's playing. It's playing. All right, chat. So here you go right here. Here's some of the highlights. It's a little bit darker on the screen. I'm just waiting for the screen to get go. Oh. All right, yeah. So these are some of the highlights. I want this to clear up, but it ain't clearing up. Is it the brightness? It sure is the brightness. That's why. That's why. That makes a whole lot of sense. It was the brightness. But yeah, okay. Now that I got that figured out, chat. Can't really play this too much. Here's the first touchdown. Austin Hooper's first touchdown. Bingo. I'm going to keep on skipping through because I don't want to get flagged. This right here was crazy. Stephon Diggs with a Moss on the defender. Moss, the guy right here. Bingo. What a fucking catch. What a catch right there. All right. I'm not going to show all. Oh, actually, there you go. Another touchdown right here. Ramondre Stevenson. Touchdown right there. I got to go through this quick because I don't want to get flagged. That's why. That is why. So I'm not going to go too crazy. Diggs had some nice catches, but if you see it, you see it. All right. Already 21-3. Drops back. Pump fakes. Scrambles for the first down. There you go. Right here on the goal line. Just like the play in the Super Bowl. Touchdown to Diggs. That's his third touchdown right there. Talk about May's third passing touchdown. You see how they draw it up. Another catch by Diggs right there. Again, I'm just going through this quick. That way I don't get flagged. Drops back. Touchdown to Hunter Henry. Yes, sir. He stepped up in the pocket right there. Saw Hunter Henry open. Threw it to him. Pretty easy. You see it right here in slow-mo. Stepped up. Delivered a dot. He was wide open. Ain't nobody was on him. Walked right in. Bingo. Last touchdown. Last touchdown. Before. Here you go. Roll out to Afton Chisholm to cap off the 5-touchdown performance by Drake May. Drake May. Drake May. What a game. What a first half. There you go. And now we got to end it. We got to end it so I don't get flagged. But yeah, you get the gist of that. Now, real quick, chat. If I can find it. There we go. Now, to show y'all real quick. Pause this right here. Hold on. We're definitely pausing this. 13-12 final. The Eagles go in to Buffalo and beat the Bills by 1 point in somewhat of more of a defensive game. Conditions were, rainy. You feel me? Just like in New York, how the at MetLife Stadium where the Pats played the Jets, at Highmark Stadium, same conditions because they're in New York. So, but the Bills took the L. The Pats, again, first time in 6 years, are AFC champions. AFC East champions. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not really gonna get into the. You know what? Real quick. I'll show the stats. They're kind of funny. I'm gonna start with Josh Allen, 23 of 35, 262 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 5 times. He did have 2 touchdowns on the ground. Brandon Cooks had 101 yards in the air. Josh Allen did fumble. Matt Milano and Greg Rousseau each had half a sack. Matt Milano with 7 total tackles. That was it right there for the Bills. Again, I'm not going to dive into the stats too much, but the funny thing is I'm going to show y'all right here. Jalen Hurts went 13-27, 110 yards and a touchdown. In the first half, he was 13-20. He went 0 for 7 in the second half, and I believe had negative yardage in the second half. No bullshit. Saquon Barkley, 19 for 68. A.J. Brown, 5 for 68. Devontae Smith, 2 for 25. Dallas Goedert, 3 for 8 in the touchdown. Jihad Campbell, Jalen Phillips had a forced fumble on a sack by him on Josh Allen. Jihad Campbell recovered the fumble. Marcus Epps, who was a Patriot at the start of the year, had 9 tackles. Jalen Hunt had 2 sacks. Again, Phillips with a sack. Ojomo had a sack, and Jalen Carter had a sack. So there you go. So, yeah, the AFC East no longer is ran by the Bills, at least for this year in 2025. It is ran by the Patriots. Shout out to the Patriots, AFC East champions once again for the first time in 6 years. All right, let me just check this out real quick. I also got the game on. That's why I'm getting out of here real quick. All right, bet. Word, I had to tune into the Monday night game real quick. All right, chat. So, yeah, that's about it. I will give more information at the end of this stream. At the end of the stream about plans going forward. Now, real quick, chat. Real quick. Like I said, the Celtics 4-game winning streak is now over. They go to Portland last night, and they end up losing 114 to 108. Damn. Damn. Tough. But, you can't win every game. But this one, Celtics should have had this one. Should have had this one. No bullshit. Since the Celtics lost, we will start with them. Jaylen Brown, 37 points off 14 to 23 shooting, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Jaylen Brown, 9 straight 30-point game. He has tied Larry Bird's franchise mark of 9 straight games with 30 points. He has a chance to break that in his next game. Neemias Queta, 11 points, 8 rebounds, and a steal and 2 blocks, 5 of 9 shooting. Derek White, 12 points off 5 of 16 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, and a block. Had another rough game shooting-wise for Derek White. I know niggas said bless you. Thank you. Yeah, tough night by him. Peyton Pritchard in his return to Portland. Grew up in Portland, went to college in Portland. 9 points off 3 of 10 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Hugo Gonzalez and Anthony Simons in his return to Portland both finished with 13 points. Hugo, 5 of 10 shooting. Anthony Simons, 4 of 11. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals for Hugo. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals for Anthony Simons. So there you go. So, yeah, rough shooting nights by White and Pritchard ultimately led to the loss. They got to do better. They got to shoot better. Can't all be Jaylen Brown. Bijan Robinson, 93-yard rushing touchdown. He is a fucking dog. He's a dog. Yeah, so, it is what it is. Like I said, can't win every game. Now, when it comes to the Blazers, 4 starters scored in double figures, and their 6th man went crazy. Tamani Kamara, 20 points off 7 of 14 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Shaden Sharp, 26 points off 10 of 20 shooting, 50% obviously. Tamani Kamara, 50% as well. 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. And Caleb Love off the bench, 18 points off 6 of 14 shooting, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Now, the story of the game, really, for the Trailblazers, it was Denny Advia and Donovan Clingan. Advia, who should be an all-star this year because he's playing great. Obviously, this year for the NBA All-Star game, it's the USA versus the world. This guy should have a spot on the world team. 24 points off 8 of 16 shooting, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals. A double-double for him and a block as well. Donovan Clingan, monster today. A monster last night, I should say. 18 points, an efficient 8 of 10 shooting from the field, 18 rebounds, and assist. 18 and 18 for Donovan Clingan. When a guy like that has 18 and 18 and other guys are stepping up, it's going to be tough to win games. They dominated. The Trailblazers dominated on the board. They had 48 rebounds. Celtics only had 40 rebounds. They were out-rebounded by 8. They were out-rebound offensively 16-12. So, yeah, that's not going to help. That ain't going to help. You got to grab offensive rebounds when y'all can. So, it's an L. It's nothing to be worried about. The Celtics are on a West Coast trip. This was the first game on the West. So they do take on the Utah Jazz tomorrow night in Utah, obviously. Look for them to get the game back. But you're not going to win games when you're getting out-rebounded and 2 of your best players, 2 out of 3 of your best players ain't shooting efficiently. It's not going to win games like that. You're not going to win many games like that in the NBA. So, yeah. It is what it is. Now, I was going to do something. I was going to talk about the Pro Bowl and what I think. I'm going to actually save that. Nah, fuck it. Let's talk about it right now. Let's go back to football real quick. Let's go back to football since I'm here with it. Now, Pro Bowl rosters were announced last Tuesday. The Pats have 2 representatives. Obviously, Drake May, and another obvious one, Christian Gonzalez. Clap it up for both of them. Now, here's where my issue is. How the fuck did Marcus Jones get robbed of a Pro Bowl selection? How do the 13-3 Patriots have only 2 Pro Bowl selections? Like, what the fuck? They never want to give these guys love. They never do. The last time the Pats won the Super Bowl in 2018, they only had 2 representatives. It was Tom Brady and Stephon Gilmore. That's all I'm going to say on that. But you got to show these guys more love. You got to. There's no way, and I'm going to get into everybody who made it. But look at this, right? Look at this, chat. All right. Baltimore has 6 representatives. They might not even make the playoffs. The Chiefs have 4 representatives. They're not making the playoffs. Right? The Raiders have 2 representatives. Brock Bowers and Max Crosby. They ended up making it. You can't go wrong, but it's like, damn. The Titans have 2 representatives, and they're one of the worst teams in the NFL? What? Like, come on, bro. Please. Please, bro. You got to show the Pats some more love. You got to. Like, there's no way Chimere Dike's had a fine year. He has. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm really not. Because he deserves, as much as I want to say he deserves the Pro Bowl now. He does. But you mean to tell me Marcus Jones couldn't have been the return specialist? He's averaging 17 yards per punt return with 2 touchdowns. Like, come on, bro. That niggas got to stop doing bullshit like that, bro. For real. Fucking terrible. All right. So, let's get through this real quick. Like I said, Pats have 2 representatives. It is what it is. But quarterbacks for the AFC, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Drake May. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Devon A. Chain, James Cook. Fullback, Patrick Ricard. Shout out to Patrick Ricard. Mass native. Hell yeah. Wide receivers are Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, and Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton. Damn, I can't talk. It's his first Pro Bowl nod in 6 years. Congrats to him. Brock Bowers and Travis Kelce are the tight ends. Brock Bowers is hurt, so he will not play. He will be replaced. Garrett Bowles, Deion Dawkins, and Joe Alt are the offensive tackles for the AFC. Garrett Bowles, his first Pro Bowl appearance. Joe Alt, his first Pro Bowl appearance. He will not play. He is out. He actually only played 6 games this year, and he still got voted as a Pro Bowler. Fucking pitiful. Terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's not a knock on the players. It's not a knock on Joe Alt. But how the fuck are you going to play 6 games and get voted into the Pro Bowl? That's why this shit is so... This shit's a joke. This shit's a joke. Well-deserved, though. In the 6 games he did play, he dominated. But nigga only played 6 games. Like, bro, come on, bro. For guards, Quinn Miners, Quentin Nelson, and Trey Smith. Quinn Miners, his first Pro Bowl selection. Congrats to him. He was an All-Pro last year. He got robbed of a Pro Bowl spot. Finally makes the Pro Bowl this year. At center, Creed Humphrey and Tyler Linderbaum. For the defensive side on the AFC, defensive end position goes to Will Anderson, Myles Garrett, obvious choice, and Max Crosby. Defensive tackle goes to Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, and Zach Allen. Zach Allen's first Pro Bowl nod of his career. Congrats to him. Outside linebacker, Nick Bonito, TJ Watt, and Tuli. Excuse me. I can't even say his name. Tuli Pelotu. Tuli Pelotu. Thank you. First Pro Bowl nod for Tuli. Congrats to him. Linebacker. Inside linebacker. Roquan Smith and Azeez Al-Shire. It's Al-Shire's first Pro Bowl nod. Congrats to him. At corner, Derek Stingley, Patrick Surtain, Christian Gonzalez, Denzel Ward. Again, Christian Gonzalez, first Pro Bowl. Congrats to him. Free safety, Jalen Ramsey. He was moved to safety in the middle part of the year. Obviously, it's Jalen Ramsey. They're going to vote him in. I'll be honest. A guy like Jalen Hawkins should have got some love. He's had a fine year at safety, and he's played safety the whole fucking year. Strong safety, Kyle Hamilton and Derwin James. Long snapper, Ross Matisic. Punter, Jordan Stout. Place kicker, a.k.a. kicker. Dicker the kicker, Cam Dicker. Return specialist, Shimray DK. Special teams, Ben Skoranek. Stout, Dicker, DK, and Skoranek, first-time Pro Bowlers. Congratulations to all of them. Give it up for the AFC Pro Bowlers. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, Max Crosby, I assume, is not going to be playing in this game. He was put on IR, so he's probably, most likely, he's going to be out for the game. Let everybody know. Now the NFC. At quarterback for the NFC. The quarterbacks for the NFC. Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold, Dak Prescott. Running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, and Bijan Robinson. Fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. Wide receiver, Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith-Njigba, George Pickens, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Congratulations to George Pickens on his first Pro Bowl. Tight ends, Trey McBride and George Kittle. Tackles, Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, and Trent Williams. Trent Williams back after missing the Pro Bowl last year due to he was injured most of the year. He was not selected. He's back for his 12th selection. Is it his 12th? Let me just see real quick. Yes, 12 Pro Bowls. I had to make sure. So shout out to him. Hall of Famer right there. For sure. Should be most likely going to be first ballot. At guard, Tyler Smith, Joe Thuney, and Chris Lindstrom. At center, Drew Dahlman and Cam Jurgens. Drew Dahlman's first career Pro Bowl selection. He's had a fine year for the Bears and, helped change the culture. Shout out to Drew Dahlman. Happy for him. Now, for the defensive side of the NFC, the defensive ends, Aiden Hutchinson, Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. Micah Parsons fucked up his knee. when the Packers played the Broncos 2 weeks ago. He is obviously out. He will not play, so he will be replaced. At defensive tackle, Jalen Carter, Leonard Williams, and Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams makes the Pro Bowl after being traded from the Jets to Dallas, to the Cowboys at the trade deadline, so good for him. It was a throwing pick because obviously the Jets were going to have no representation, so it is what it is. Jalen Carter, I don't know how Jalen Carter made the Pro Bowl. Real shit. Well, I know how they voted him in, obviously, but Jordan Davis should have got the nod. He's had a much better year than Jalen Carter. So somehow, some way, let's get Jordan Davis into the Pro Bowl. Somehow, some way. He wasn't even selected as an alternate. That's the fucked up part. At outside linebacker, you got Brian Burns, Jared Verse, and Byron Young. Byron Young, his first Pro Bowl nod of his career. Shout out to Byron Young. Had a fine year. Has had a fine year. Inside linebacker, Jack Campbell and Zach Baun. Jack Campbell's first Pro Bowl selection for him. Congrats to him. Cornerbacks, J.C. Horn, Devon Witherspoon, Cooper DeJean, and Quinyon Mitchell. The cornerback duo for the Eagles, it is their first appearance in the Pro Bowl. Congratulations to Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell for their first Pro Bowl selections. At free safety, Kevin Byard and Antoine Winfield Jr. Strong safety, Budda Baker, per usual. Long snap for special teams, long snapper John Weeks, punter Tress Way, kicker Brandon Aubrey, return specialist Rashid Shaheed, special teams Luke Gifford. John Weeks, his first Pro Bowl appearance in 10 years. Shout out to him. Tress Way made a Pro Bowl a few times. He's back in it. Brandon Aubrey, the usual suspect as kicker for the last few years for the NFC. Rashid Shaheed back in the Pro Bowl after missing it last year. Luke Gifford, first Pro Bowl nod of his career. Congrats to him. But yeah, that your 2025 Pro Bowlers for the AFC and the NFC. Clap it up for the NFC. I appreciate everybody for tuning in so far. I just saw we had 6 viewers in total. I appreciate everybody who has tuned in for so far. And the 6 viewers that were just in here, some of y'all left. Come back, but I appreciate you tuning in. No bullshit. But with that being said, I'm going to cap it off right there. Again, a short stream. Now, obviously, I've been in my room lately. You can tell. I'm sitting on my bed. Starting tomorrow, I will be back on the setup and my usual setup. So you already know the vibes. So, clap it up for me. I will be back in the setup. It's about that time I get back down there. I'm also, again, there's no football tomorrow. Celtics play late. So, I'm definitely, it's going to be a recap of the Celtics game. So, it'll be a late night stream, low key. So, yeah, chat. Other than that, yeah, that's about it for me. That is about it for me. Now, let's see if the Celtics can get a dub tomorrow. Pats, AFC East champions. Proud of them. One more game to go. Sunday afternoon, 4:25 game, first 4:25 game of the year at home against the Dolphins. Should be a good game. Should be another Pats win. Knock on wood. But one last thing I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all this picture. I want to show y'all this real quick. Tom Brady walked so Drake May could run. Indeed. And we're going to cap it right there. This has been another edition of What the Hell's Happening in Sports. It's your boy, the one and only NERO. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Real quick also, I posted on TikTok, right? Go mess with the TikTok at What the Hell's Happening in Sports. I'm going to show y'all right now before we get out of here. This is my TikTok. Go follow if you haven't followed already. I post a lot of quick recaps on how games went for the Pats, for the Celtics. We talk about the Red Sox also, talk about stuff that goes on in the NFL, in the MLB, in the NBA. We're going to get to that more on this page. So follow what the hell is happening in sports at WTHH Sports on TikTok. Go mess with it. On YouTube, right? On YouTube, because I know we're streaming on YouTube also, right? I know we are. But right here, if it lets me, hold on. Okay, here we go. Got them on YouTube too. The shorts on YouTube. You can mess with those also. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't already, go like the shorts, comment. You know what I'm saying? Show some love. Show some love. You know, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube already, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Like the video as well, for sure. If you're on Twitch, tune in on Twitch. Follow me if you haven't followed me already. You already know. Subscribe as well. Sub up to the Twitch. But yeah, chat, that's about it for me. We will see you tomorrow after the Celtics game. I love y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.